Hey guys, good morning. Let's break this down. So systems of equations is anytime we have more than one equation. And for now, it's always going to be a linear equation. We're going to look at the top one. That -4 is my y-intercept. So I'm just going to put a dot at -4. Then this has a slope of 4. So if that's 4, you can think of it as over 1. So that means up 4, right 1. So up 4, right 1. Up 4, right 1. Get a straight edge. Uh-oh, I didn't count to 4. I knew it was wrong because when I tried to connect the dots, it didn't touch all of them. So this one was off, which one then made this one off. That's correct now. Draw your line. I'm going to put arrows on it, but on the computer it's really hard, so don't worry about it. Your y-intercept is 2, and then up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Notice that the line is all the way across the entire grid. It's important that it extends across the whole grid. And then this is how you're going to show your work, and I'll show you how to do this on the computer. But this point where they cross is really what we're after. So you go at this point, and you go straight down, and it's a 2. You go to the point, and you go straight over, and it's a 4. And this is your solution. That's it. Let's do another one. So the first thing we're going to do is, again, y-intercept. On the first one, this is your y-intercept. So we're going up 2, and this is just a horizontal line, straight across. The slope is 0. I know it's 0 because there's no x. My y-intercept is -3. Now, I would like to go down 5 and right 4, but there's no way to go down 5. There's just not that much room. So we're going to flip. So it's going to be a plus on the 5 and a negative on the 4. I'm just switching which side the negative's on. So now it's going to be up 5 and left 4. So from here at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and left 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got my lines. Notice again, it's all the way across all of the grids. And now I just need to know where they're crossing. Well, I automatically know that y is 2. It can only be 2. It can't be anything else. In order for this equation to be part of the solution, it must have a 2. Then we go down 4. And that's it. Now these ones, pretty easy. If you'd like to challenge yourself, remember we're going to just take this and plug it into the y. And I'll show you how to do that real quick. And then I'll remind you how to use the calculator. And I'm fine with either way. If you're getting ready for Algebra 2, then I recommend that you try to solve it by hand. If you're getting ready, if you're just trying to survive right now in quarantine, I get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in for the y. Substitution because we're plugging it in. 5x minus 3 times 2x minus 8 equals 19. And then we're just going to use the distributive property. Multiply. 5x minus 6x plus 24 equals 19. Combine like terms. -1x plus 24 is equal to 19. I'm going to move the 24 to the other side. -1x. And I'm getting -5 We're almost done. We can't have that negative there, so we multiply both sides by -1. And I get x equals 5. Well, if I know what x is, I can plug it back into this equation for what my y is. So y equals 2 times 5 minus 8. Well, y is 10, take away 8, so y is 2. So my answer is 5, 2. Now, I recognize that this would be tricky for many of us, so grab your calculator. If you want to get a calculator like this, all you have to do is email either Latch or Coons and set up a time to go pick one up from them. If you need their email, let me know. Just want to make sure that you have what you need. I'm going to go to Calculate. Let me see if I can zoom in more on the calculator so you can see what I'm doing. A lot of glare. Just one moment. And press pause. Okay, so we're going to go to Menu, 3, 2. And then we're going to just press Enter. Put in the equations exactly how you see them. 5x, and that's a subtraction sign, 3y equals 19. Then your second equation, y equals 2x minus 8. That's it. Press Enter. Gives us 5, 2. That was exactly the answer we got here. So on your, just going to have 5, 2. This one, let's just keep it quick. Let's go ahead and just throw this in the calculator. Just slide it over. Menu 3, 2. Y equals 8x plus 24. 3x minus 2y equals -22. I'm getting -2 and 8. Now, it's worth noting that every time I do this, I double check this equation. I don't put it in twice. I just look at this and see if it's exactly the same. I just make sure I didn't do any typos or get anything silly. Sometimes I'll use x twice and it doesn't come out very well. And that's really it. -2, 8. Okay, then you guys are really good at these ones. Let me back up a little bit. Okay. So these ones, I have a table set up for you, and then your answer is going to go over here, and I'll show you how all of this looks. So we've got Huang and Ted are selling flower bulbs for a school fundraiser. Okay, so I know I'm going to be probably coming back to the names Huang and Ted. Huang. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Customers can buy packages of either tulips or crocuses. So tulips and crocuses. Huang sold 7 packages of tulips and 12 packages of crocus for a total of 184. Ted sold 14 packages of tulips and 1 package of crocus for 69. Find the cost of 1 package of tulips and 1 package of crocus bulbs. So what we need to know now, we already know our labels, but figuring out where they go is important. So you gotta think about how it makes sense. Is Huang and Ted together making a total? Or is crocus bulbs and tulips bulbs together making the total? Well, let's read it real quick. Huang is selling tulip and crocus bulbs. So I'm going to say Huang is selling crocus and tulip bulbs. And it's totally cool with me if you use letters like this. But notice that if I put a T, it's not clear if I mean Ted or tulip. So here I'm just going to say tulip, and that's fine. And then here I'm going to say Ted. Now if you have Ted written out here, you can leave this as just T. That's fine. Then we've got Huang sold 7 of tulip and 12 of crocus for 184. Ted sold 14 of tulip and 1 of crocus for 69. Okay. And then You can use whatever letters you want. I'm just lazy and I always go X, X, Y, Y, plus, plus, equals, equals. And we just throw this in the calculator, just like we just did. Menu, 3, 2, press enter. 12x plus 7y equals 184. Don't try to put a dollar sign in here. They might have that symbol, but it's just going to make a mess. X plus 14y equals 69. I didn't have to press the 1 because it's implied. Then I'm just going to say enter. And I get 13,4. So my answer is 13 and 4, but it's really important that we say what that is. So remember, we're finding the cost. So that means crocus costs $13 per package. And tulips cost $4 per package. Let's do the last one, and then I'll transition over and show you how to put all of this in the worksheet. JD and Natalie are selling cheesecakes for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy French silk cheesecake, and apple cheesecakes. JD sold French silk and apple for a total of $4.27. Natalie sold 4 French silk and 6 apple cheesecakes for $1.88. What is the cost of 1 French silk and 1 apple? So a good way to know what the labels are is at the end. It's asking you for French silk and apple. Those are always going to be the variables that go on top. So I'm going to go ahead and say French silk, and I'm going to say apple. JD and Natalie are my people, so let's just say JD, Natalie. Then I already know it's going to be plus, plus, equals, equals. This is going to be X, X, Y, Y. I already know all of that. Now let's just fill in our numbers. JD did 11 French silk, so 11 goes in front of my X, and 12 apple, and her total was $4.27. Natalie sold 4 French silk, 6 apple, and the total was $1.88. I'm just going to throw this up in 3-2, menu 3-2. Menu 3-2, let's just throw it in there. 11x plus 12y equals 427. 4x plus 6y equals 188. And I've got 1720. 1720. Those are my numbers. Now remember, we have to say what it means. So we're going to say that we know it's going to be about French silk and apple. French silk is going to cost $17 per cheesecake. The apple is going to cost $20 per cheesecake. And that's it. Now let me show you how to put this in on the computer. So chances are when you open the document, it's very hard to see. It's just way too small. Several of you have said you're having a hard time figuring out how to make it bigger. There's 2 ways. You can either go to View and Zoom, and you can pick what you want to do here and zoom in. There's also these shortcuts, Control Alt Plus. There's also, I just picked the little magnifying glass and I go to 100 and then I'm good to go. So anywhere there's a text box, you'll know, because if you put your mouse over it, it'll turn to the cursor so you can type. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say Miss Stone. And then here, I'm gonna put in our answer. We got 2 and 4. Now I already put these lines on here, but you'll see that they're not part of the worksheet. They're part of your answer. All I did was click this line right here and then drag it where it needs to be. You can pick whatever color you want. So if you want to make it, I don't know, maybe orange, make it orange. You can make it fat, whatever you want. So I've got one line here. I put another line, -3, and up 5/4. And then I want to extend this, so it's still going through that point, but it's going across the whole grid. It's important that it goes across the whole grid to show that you really understand that it's not a line segment. And then we're going to put where it's crossing at. -4 and 2. I'm just clicking and typing. We just did these. Oh, scroll down. 5, 2. -2 and 8. Now nothing's going to go in this box, but these should be labeled. So this should be Huang. This should be Ted. And the order doesn't matter. If you do Ted on top, that's fine. Then we've got tulip. Well, we did crocus. Then we did tulip. Then it's going to be 12x plus 7y equals 184. 1x 14y 69. Oh. And then my answer. Please delete type answer here. That makes it really hard for me to actually read your work. So we're going to just say crocus costs $3 per package. Now if you're anything like me, I don't want to type that much. So what I would do for this is tulip, and then just put the money amount. I'll know what you mean. But make sure you have the money symbol so I know that you understand that it's a cost and not that there's 4 tulips in a package. But it's 4 tulips per, and you do have to say package, because otherwise I don't know if you mean per bulb or per package. And that's it. Got one more to fill in. It's pretty simple. Okay, we've got French silk, we've got apple, we've got JD, 11x plus 12y, oh, didn't work, plus 12y equals 427. Then we've got Natalie. She did 4 French silk and 6 apple for a total of 188, which we can work backwards. Remember to delete this and get that French silk. French silk is going to be $17 per cheesecake. Then we've got apple, and it's going to be $20 per cheesecake. And that's it. Hopefully pretty easy. Make sure you submit when you're done. And that's it, guys. Good job.